Hey everyone, it's a little bit late in the evening, but as I promised, I'm going to make that extra crispy fried chicken. So, first thing we'll do is start with our ingredient list. And we have 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We have fish sauce, 1.5 tablespoons, 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, and we have 3/4 teaspoon of ground celery seed. Now the celery seed comes as seeds, and I want it ground, so I use my mortar and pestle to grind it up. Use 1 teaspoon of the raw celery seed to make 3/4 cups of the, or excuse me, 3/4 teaspoon of the ground celery seed. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to combine all these ingredients, and I'm not going to use a bowl. I'm just going to pour it into a bag, 1 gallon Ziploc bag. I get the rest of that because we don't like to waste. 1, 2, black pepper. Get all the dry goods in first. Celery seed. Fish sauce. Soy sauce. Okay, we've got those in there. We're going to combine them all by mixing back and forth. There we go. Looks nice and combined. It'll be a nice dark brown from the chili sauce and the black pepper. Okay, I've only got 3 pieces of chicken here because it's only me eating, and I'm not going to waste a bunch of chicken because I have no one to cook for. So, 3 pieces go into the 1 gallon bag. We seal it with some air in it. And we make sure the Ziploc is Ziploc. I don't know if I can use the word Ziploc, but hopefully it's such a common word that no one tries to sue me for copyright. Anyway, it's all good. I became a great grandfather today. Yeah, my granddaughter Delaney had a little baby girl, and they're going to name it Hannah Mae. That's a beautiful thing. Hopefully one day I'll be making this chicken recipe for little Hannah Mae. Alright, all is good. This goes into the fridge. Normally you'll leave it about an hour. Tonight I'm going to rush it a bit. I'm flattening out the air now that it's going into the fridge because I want to concentrate all those liquids down at the bottom. Okay, give it a seal. I can feel it snap lock. And alright, our marinade is done. Alright, be back in a minute with the batter mix ingredients, and we'll make some batter. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, back in a bit. Hi everybody, I'm back, and I have the ingredients for the chicken batter. First we start with 3 cups of flour, and I whisk it around to basically just break up any lumps. So that's fine. So I've got a 3 cups all-purpose flour. And we start with 1 tablespoon of ground celery seed. You saw how I ground it with the pestle before. I've got 1 teaspoon of Weber's dry rub Kansas City barbecue. So the KC barbecue dry rub, 1 teaspoon. I've got 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground garlic or garlic powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of paprika, and then I've got 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1.5 teaspoons of white pepper, and 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. We have 1/4 teaspoon of ground thyme, and we have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. These are all the ingredients, so they're going to go into our dry flour. We're going to whisk it around, incorporate it real well, and then when I come back, we're going to start dipping and putting the chicken together. Okay, I've already got the oil on the stove heating up. I'm using my deep fryer, which I took 1.5 hours this morning to clean. So it is nice and clean and brandy new looking. That's the problem with being OCD. Anyway, love you all. Back in a minute. Okay, we're back. I've added all the spices to the 3 cups of all-purpose flour, whisked them all together real good. Since I only have 3 pieces of chicken, I'm going to basically take about a cup. Okay, close enough. Put it in one of these freezer bags. Alright. Now the rest of this, I'm going to put in another freezer bag, push most of the air that I can get out of the bag, and then lock it, zip lock it, and put it in the freezer after marking it with a label. And I've got my batter all ready for my next batch of extra crispy fried chicken. So that's going to save a lot of time. Usually what I'll do is I'll make it for about 6 months worth and do 3 or 4 times the amount of the batter mixture, and then divide it into packages and deep freeze it. You just let it come back to room temperature and it's nice and powdery. You mix it up in a bowl and dip your chicken. Okay, let me get to the chicken part and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my 3 pieces of marinated chicken, and there's plenty of marinade still left. If you're going to go for 10 or more, or I'd say 8 or more pieces, probably double the quantity of the marinade. Okay, giving it a good shake. There it is. Drop it into the flour. Batter mixture. Same thing with this one. And then freeze the charm. I'll put this marinade mixture in the fridge because Friday my grandson's going to come and pick up some chicken that I'm going to make for him and his girlfriend. Alright, using the white vinyl gloves because I hate washing my hands 15 times between doing this. So I'll just give them a quick rinse. Alright. Just drying on my towel here. Okay. Now they're in the bag. I shook off all the excess marinade, which I'm putting aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to massage and shake this bag. And you notice I'm leaving a lot of air in. Okay, and we'll lightly massage these chicken legs. And we're going to do this for about 2 minutes, because what we want to do is let the moisture that's coming from the chicken coat and make the batter mix stick. So, I'm going with that. That's a gentle massage on the chicken bits. Whatever pieces. I chose legs because I love legs, and since it's only me, I don't have to worry about pleasing anybody. Though I would like to. Anyway. A lot of rambling on this. But I need to do this. You need to do this for 2 minutes at least. Okay, it's been about a minute. I'm going to set my kitchen timer for 1 more minute. And start. Okay. Back to massaging. And tossing. And you can basically, in the recipe, what I do is I put half, if I'm cooking like 8 or 10 pieces, what I'll do is I'll put half the mixture in one bag and half of the chicken pieces. So if I got 10 chicken pieces, 5 go in the bag with half of the batter mixture. Then we'll nicely massage and do it for 2 minutes on each bag. And this way you don't have a bag that's so full that you can't pick it up and you can't massage it properly. Put that over. Okay. So, it's looking pretty good. Alright, there goes our timer. So it's been a little over 2 minutes, which is fine. You can't do it enough or overdo it. So, next step is we are going to grab our original plate that we have the chicken pieces on. And I'm going to look at the camera. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, let me move it over a bit. Okay, so you can see this. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to dip these 3 pieces, because they'll fit nicely in our mildly warm water. It's just a little bit above cold, because you don't want to stick your hands in freezing water. I'm going to dip these in the water. Oops. Give that one last coat. And we're going to let them sit there about a minute. You can stir them around a bit. You don't want to stir them too much because you don't want to shake off all the batter. And we really don't need the plate. But if you use the plate when you've got 5 or 6 pieces and you don't want to overcrowd the bag too quickly, so what you'll do is you'll put 2 or 3 pieces in, leave 2 or 3 pieces here, and then shake it up, combine everything, then add your other pieces, so you're good to go. Okay, looking at my timer, it's been about a minute. So, what I'm going to do is pull it out, shake off the excess water, back into our mixture it goes. Same thing with the next piece. Into the batter mixture it goes. Shake off the excess water. And we'll give that a quick shake to coat. And now I'll drop the third piece in. Let me rinse off these gloves. And we'll get back to work. Move this plate out of the way. Put this back in the center. Check our camera. Okay. So now we're going to seal our Ziploc bag real good. Our freezer bag. This is a GV brand, great value. Okay, and we're going to do the same for about a minute. We're going to massage and shake. And this is actually a triple dip batter. The first dip was dry to get that coating on there. And the reason we did it 2 minutes is we don't want our extra crispy coating falling off the chicken when we fry it. Nothing worse than a bald chicken after pulling it out of the fryer. A little light massage. Okay. So we've done our first water dip. Now we're going to do our second. And we shake off the excess batter. Okay, back into the water. Down, puppy, down. There we go. Okay. Get our bag ready again for 3 more pieces of chicken legs going back in. So, this is our second dip. Gonna let it sit for about a minute. Not gonna do too much to it, just gonna let the water absorb and suck into that flour mixture. I will rinse my hands again. Okay. Just to let you know, I've got my deep fryer is up to temp, so we're in good shape there. And you can serve this with mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, whatever you want. Since my appetite has been limited, 3 of these chicken legs are going to be basically my whole meal. Because I'll be too full, but I have been craving this. And I want it. Okay, so I shake off the excess water. Back into our flour bag. Okay, I got 2 pieces in there. I'm going to give them a quick toss so that they're covered in flour. And when the third piece goes in, they're not all stuck together. And you can do that, you know, every 2 or 3 pieces when you're cooking a large batch. And do that. Okay, again, gonna close our gallon storage bag and coat with flour batter mixture. Okay, we're gonna do this for about a minute. And this is just our marinade. I didn't... Okay, I just looked at the camera and it said the camera has automatically shut off, blah blah blah. Anyway, water, shake off, put back in bag, massage for 1 minute, and then, you know, prep your oil. Make sure it's at 350 degrees. I'll have some editing to do on this video, so it might not go up until the morning, but when it's up, it's up. Okay, I'm shutting off the camera. I got to figure out why it does this, but anyway, at least I got this part recorded. Okay, hopefully you saw most of it. Anyway, I'll find out when I edit it. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I really did clean my little deep fryer this morning, and because I'm OCD, I had to make it to where it was almost perfect. So, I'm going to put the basket up top. It's preheated. I'll put the first 2 pieces in and douse them, because this is a small fryer and I do not want them sticking together. Okay, I'll do this slowly so we don't overflow or create a fire. Okay, those 2 are doused, and in goes number 3. Okay, our 3 pieces are in there. I better put down a napkin because my oil level's a little too high. So I'm going to put that at the back so as the oil pops out. And we're letting that fry for 6 minutes without touching them. I've set my kitchen timer and it is running. Okay, I'll come back to you in 6 minutes. Actually, I'll come back to you in 2 minutes, because what we're going to do is we're going to lower the temp at 2 minutes. We don't want it too high a temperature to cook. So, be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, it's been just a touch over 6 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip these pieces over and then allow them to remain cooking for 2 to 3 more minutes, or maybe even 4, depending upon how they look. Got to get that bad boy at the bottom. There he is. So, you can see how crispy they are already and how our batter has beautifully blown up. So, let's get down. Get you down. Whoops, splashed a little bit of oil there. I'm going to have the stove clean. But I gotta clean my stove anyway. Okay, since that's the end, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then we're gonna plate it to a nice plate. Oven safe. These are Coriel plates. I got them at the Salvation Army for 50 cents a piece. I got 6 of them. That was a pretty screaming deal. Anyway, I got those years ago. got our paper towels ready to as our landing pad, and the oven is preset to 200 degrees, and I'm going to let them sit in the oven for about 5 minutes to 6 minutes after I take them out of the hot oil. If you're cooking many batches, depending upon the size of your fryer, I mean, I've got one very large deep fryer that can accommodate 10 pieces at a time, but you know, cleaning these damn fryers is the thing I hate the most. You know, they get so yucky. There's no easy way to clean them, and you don't want to be dumping all the darn oil down your sink. So I use old Coffee Mate containers with the cold oil, and then I fill them up and try to scrape out all the dirty bits in the bottom, get that into the container. And then I'll use a little bit of soap and water and try to clean it up. Scotch-Brite pad helps to have. Dawn liquid detergent that I use for my dishes is the only thing I use to clean these. And as you can see, I already got some burning stuff here and here. And anyway, I'll be back in a minute when I plate them, and I'll tell you exactly how long I've been cooking them. Doesn't that look good? It's plated now. I'm going to put it in the oven, like I said, for about 5 minutes, just to let the juices and everything else coagulate, and then I'll take a bite and show you the result. And then I'll create the video and put it online. Alright guys, love you. I'll see you in just a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Been in the oven at around 200 degrees. And I am going to take a taste. This is still a little toasty. So, hopefully I don't burn my mouth too bad. Okay, I'm repositioning the camera and I'm giving you the closest shot that I can give you. Sorry about all this. Oh, darn, the cable was caught. Okay. Well, still not great. Okay, there we got some better focus. Look how moist that is. It is tasty, it is delicious, it is super moist. You gotta keep this recipe. You gotta make it whenever you want fried chicken. Don't go to KFC, just do it like here. Anyway, that's it. Onto the editing table, and we'll get this video uploaded. And P.S. for all those people living in Great Falls, this is February 10th, 2021, and it's minus 16 degrees outside right now. It's been minus temperatures for days. If you don't want your pipes to freeze, open the cabinet doors of your sinks, especially if they're on an outside wall. Kitchen sink, bathroom sink, make sure the cabinets are open so they get some room temperature air. You'll find it's very cold under there once you first open them, and this way you don't get any frozen pipes. Okay, take care. I'm going to chow down and then edit and post this video.